Hey there! Today I'm showing you a car that you actually cannot have. So why am I doing this? So let's find out. Yes, this is a BMW 5 Series, but it is M. That's interesting. Okay, there's plenty of M's around. But in the case of this one, this is diesel. So M is one of the modifiers that the BMW use. They also have Alpina and some others, and it's the same thing as in a Mercedes. You have a AMG, or you have a Brabus, or Toyota has like a TRD, as in Toyota Racing Development. So those are the manufacturers that add certain things to the car, sometimes even engine and transmission and whatnot. As far as the size goes, this appears to be a really big car. I would venture to say it's probably the biggest 5 Series that I've seen. So inside, I'm a 6'1". It just has plenty of room. All seats are great and everything else. But even in the back, again, I don't know if you can see this well, but there's a good 8 to 10 inches space for the back passengers. Very comfortable seating. Trunk is also very huge, and in this case BMW uses as a standard the split seats in the back, so it makes the trunk even more utility friendly. I just want to add a couple of things about BMW in case you're not familiar with it. 520D in Europe is very simple. It's a 5 Series 2.0 liter engine, and D as a diesel. The numbers always made sense with BMW. 320 was 3 Series 2 liter engine, diesel or non-diesel, whatever. In America, those numbers don't mean the same thing. If you have a 530, chances are you don't have a 3 liter engine. You probably have a 2 liter turbo. And then unfortunately, we don't get the diesel in the States. So what is so great about the car? So on the inside, basically, you come in the car, there's a little music that kind of welcomes you in or whatever. So then you start the car, and there's a nice big screen, which I like for navigation purposes. Having a big screen is big. The screen in front of me is adjustable. Everything can be moved, but this is about the best view that I could set it up. I prefer analog instruments, nice round instruments, but you get the digital, and that's what it is. But actually what I don't like about the car is this screen, because more or less everything is driven from a screen. You have a system of apps, so I call this car app within an app, because everything has to be adjusted on the screen, including the heating and cooling and the rest of it. And I would prefer just having a nice separate button for heating or cooling and the separate button for the radio. And in this car, you don't have that. You have to work everything from this screen, and then the radio is basically, it boils down to just 2 options. There is a Spotify, with the assumption that probably most young people have a Spotify, or the radio. I imagine that the Sirius radio could be added to this screen. So that's one of the things that actually I don't like. This is all very nice, but it's too much. Sometimes I feel just because you can't, maybe you shouldn't. Navigation system, I do like. There's many settings. The voice command works really good. But my problem was when we first got the car, I probably spent a good half an hour trying to get out of the garage, because everything was in Portuguese, which I don't really speak any of. So we couldn't figure out how to change the language so I can program things before you could drive up. So we contacted the assistant, and somebody helped us out. But even with that, probably took us another 20 some minutes to program the settings and whatnot. And that is something that as a car owner, you would probably spend a few days to familiarize yourself what this car can actually do. Let's just take a look under the hood. Straightforward computer design, obviously. Yeah, access seems to be okay, because the engine itself is not very big. It's only 2 liter turbocharged. diesel, and really does not sound like a diesel. It sounds like any gasoline car. And you know it's a diesel, and especially new diesel, because in the back next to your tank you have your DEF access. And this thing has to be refilled about based how much but it's about last car I had, it was about 2,500 miles that you get out of the car before you have to add that fluid. So it's not that bad overall, but yeah, just sounds like a very clean running BMW. So why can't you have this car? Well, for simple reason, because number one, it's diesel, so it's not electric, but electrics are not doing that well right now in Europe. First of all, they're expensive, but the second of all, I think you still get a more bang for the buck with this car. This car has, so this is a 2-liter, just a couple of techies, technical information. It's a 2-liter turbo diesel, about 186 horsepower, 66-liter fuel tank. I'm getting about 45 to 50 miles a gallon, meaning that I have a range of about 700 plus miles, and that's a double what any electric car can do. So the power is there, the efficiency is there, and of course the BMW is a driver's car, so that's all right. So let's take a little test drive with this car. I'm just parked off the rest area here, so we're gonna take it on the autobahn. So of course the car has paddle shifters. Like
time is 1 hour and 1 minute.
Every car nowadays more or less has the paddle shifters, but for the most part you don't end up using that. So all right, so here we go, we're leaving the rest area. My instrument panel is preset. This is my favorite setting. Like I said, not the one that I would really like, but that's the one that's available. So acceleration wise, this is it's an easy car to pick up the speed. So one other feature that has, the car will brake as it changes the speed limit. Once you lift the foot off the gas, it almost applies the brake to the system. It would be great hybrid, but they don't make hybrids yet. So anyway, driving in Portugal, pretty good fun. They do have a speed limit here, so I don't know how it works, but we'll find out the total cost of it when we get home. So how did this compare to a car in this class? I would call a Tesla S model to be in this car. Yes, the Tesla is faster. I've driven it. It will do from 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds, I believe. This one will take you about 7 seconds. But the maximum speed of this Beamer is 146. I didn't go that fast here. It's not Autobahn, but they do have excellent motorway system in Portugal, and I did test it pretty good and at a good speed, but I didn't max out the speed. But nonetheless, I vouch for it that can do 146. Okay, and like I said, without really trying, I'm averaging between 45 to 50 miles a gallon, and just it's a nice that you can drive. That's pretty much 3 weeks for a lot of people, that you don't have to stop and fuel up. So that's the advantage. So if I would have to have one car, I would buy this car. If I would have to have 2 cars, this would be a car 1. Tesla would be car 2, because for the long distance this is more comfortable car, of course the efficiency, but for more fun kind of short mountain drive or even local rides under 200 miles, a Tesla S would be a lot of fun, because it's a very fast It's a very fast car. Of course, this one is not as fast, but it is a driver's car. It's just a fun to drive. It just sticks to the road and it wants to go, and that's what BMW. This car is designed for Autobahn, and if you ever driven on the Autobahn, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you should. I'm just saying. Well, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Actually, I'm more into RV travel and motorhomes, but I do some car reviews because I'm passionate about cars and driving, so that's just a part of it. So again, thanks for watching, and